Do animals have souls? There is a common misconception that since animals are not made in the image of God, that means they don't have souls. But this doesn't logically follow. Firstly, being in the image of God doesn't mean that humans are the only rational, conscious creatures. Some animals have been shown to be rational. The image of God just means that God has elected humanity to spiritually represent him. This view is pushed by the scholar Joshua Moritz, but this is a topic I will address in an upcoming video. Moving on. In the very first chapter of Genesis, when animals are created, it is explicitly stated that they have a soul. I also give every green plant as food for all the wild animals of the earth, for all the birds of heaven, and for everything that creeps on the earth in which is the breath of life. It was so. The phrase translated as breath of life uses the Greek psykin zoe and the Hebrew npsh, which means soul. Strong's lexicon defines it as soul, life, self, inner being, meaning A, the vital breath, breath of life, B, the human soul, C, the soul as the seat of affections and will, D, the self, E, a human person, an individual. Word origin derived from the verb psycho, sucho, meaning to breathe or to blow. Soul, life, self, person, heart, creature, mind, living being, meaning a breathing creature, animal of, vitality, definition, alive, living, life, meaning alive, raw, fresh, strong, life, word. Origin derived from the root haya, chaya, meaning to live or to be alive. Animals also have spirits according to Ecclesiastes 3:19-21. I also said to myself, as for humans, God tests them so that they may see that they are like the animals. Surely the fate of human beings is like that of the animals. The same fate awaits them both. As one dies, so dies the other. All have the same breath. Humans have no advantage over animals. Everything is meaningless. All go to the same place. All come from dust, and to dust all return. Who knows if the human spirit RVH rises upward, and if the spirit RVH of the animal goes down into the earth? As Orthodox priest and scholar for Lawrence Farley says, an expression of pessimistic nihilism with which the Church does not endorse. Perhaps Ecclesiastes should be read more as asking questions than as offering answers. It's easy to overlook the first part of the passage and conclude that humans go to heaven, animals become dust, and that's that. But that's not necessarily true. This verse is worded as a nihilistic question in order to remind us to have faith and remember that God knows the answer. It should be noted that God is the only one who may destroy a soul, but only for sin, since animals don't sin, their souls are likely immortal. An illustration of this is the story of Balaam's donkey. It demonstrates that animals are far more than soulless animated beings. Balaam is called the wicked prophet because, though he knew God, he betrayed him. The king of Moab asked Balaam to go and pronounce curses over Israel in return for money. Balaam was unable to fulfill that order because Yahweh had blessed Israel. Eventually he found a roundabout way to invoke God's anger against Israel by enticing Israel to sin. However, while on his assignment, Balaam rides his donkey when she, the donkey, sees the angel of the Lord standing in the way. 3 times the donkey had to sidestep the angel, and each time Balaam hit her because he could not see the angel. Then Yahweh opened the mouth of the donkey, and she asked Balaam what she had done for him to hit her. Balaam answered that she made a mockery of him. Then he said that if he had a sword, he would kill her. The donkey responds that Balaam has ridden her all his life and asked if she had ever acted like that before. Balaam answered no. Then Yahweh opened Balaam's eyes, and he was able to see the angel of the Lord with a sword in his hand. Balaam bowed down and fell on his face. The angel of the Lord asked why he struck the donkey 3 times and said that he came to stand in his way because his way was perverse before me. He proceeded to say that if she had not turned away, I would certainly have killed you by now, but I would have spared her. Note here that the donkey could see the angel of the Lord without God opening her eyes, unlike Balaam. This implies that animals, arguably because of their innocence, can see the spirit world all the time. Humans can only do so when God makes an exception, just as it was an exception for the donkey to speak in human language. Most of all, this illustrates the ignorance of the human, Balaam, rather than the donkey. He wanted to kill the donkey only to find out that she had saved his life. The angel of the Lord even specified that he would have killed Balaam, but not the donkey, had the donkey not avoided the angel. In other words, Yahweh defended the life of an animal before a human who was in the wrong. The soul endows the body with a personality, willpower, and intelligence, and we can see all these traits in this donkey. Once this donkey could speak in the human tongue, she even reasoned with Balaam. We already know that animals communicate with each other and humans just via their own languages. Animals are also part of the coming kingdom of God. Isaiah 11:6-9 says, "The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf and the young lion and the fatling together, and a little child shall lead them. And the cow and the bear shall feed, their young ones shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox. And the sucking child shall play on the hole of the asp, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice sten. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord as the waters cover the sea." Romans 8:19-22 speaks of all creation groaning for redemption. This suggests that all of creation, including animals, will be redeemed. One instance where the content of the story tells us that animals have a soul is God's covenant with Noah and his descendants. Yahweh laid down the rainbow, which was the sign of a warrior, as a promise to never flood the earth again. However, he also made this covenant with all the animals. In fact, he made it between him and the entire earth. Why would God make a covenant with any entity or being that does not have consciousness, which is a trait of the soul? A covenant is a two-way affair. Psalm 35:7 states that God will save both humans and animals. You save humans and animals alike, O Lord. Revelation 5:13 says, "Then I heard every creature in heaven and on earth and under the earth and in the sea, and all that is in them, saying, To him who sits on the throne, and to the Lamb be praise and honor and glory and power forever and ever." And Job 12:7-10. "But ask the animals, and they will teach you, or the birds in the sky, and they will tell you. In his hand is the life of every creature, and the breath of all mankind." These verses suggest that all of creation, including animals, worships God even in the heavenly realm. Revelation 19:11-14, animals in heaven. "Then I saw heaven opened, and behold a white horse. The one sitting on it is called Faithful and True. And the armies of heaven, arrayed in fine linen, white and pure, were following him on white horses." This suggests that animals, horses in this case, are present in heaven. As E.D. Buckner says, they, the animals, have better moral values and skills than most people. They exhibit fidelity and love and numerous attributes, as I stated right up front, all of which belong to the spirit and not the body. Animals possess intellect and thoughts. They have physical and emotional feelings and free will. Many people can honestly say that their companion animals are the ones that have truly taught them what love is really all about. That is true for me. They are educated by their parents and by experience. They build houses and have families. The only difference between them and humans is the degree of intellect. In conclusion, while we cannot be 100% certain that animals will experience the same bodiless afterlife as humans, it appears that they will have some sort of afterlife and will definitely be resurrected with humans on the new earth. I have shown that animals have souls and that God states that He will save them. Only God has the power to annihilate someone, but if they sinned, which animals do not. So it appears that animals have an immortal soul like humans and do have an afterlife.